In this chapter, we check across our second country on the trip, exploring the well-developed flat plains of northern Italy and looking forward to what the vastness has in store for us. We set off on what ends up being a chain of major cities with a lot of agriculture and industry stuffed in between. We're already soaking up the early spring sun that greeted us on this side of the Alps. We quickly decided to take a detour back towards the mountains to discover the famous lakes we hear so much about. And not shortly after, we start making our way towards Venice, where we find the sea for the first time since leaving Normandy. I don't quite remember the last time I jumped in front of the camera and gave a good little thorough update, but I did quickly discover that I can do hills better than I thought I could compared to that one time when I was really struggling up that steep hill. Two things. I figured out my 2x11 gear set definitely is a big part of the problem. It's quite hard to go up steep degrees with that, not enough range in my gears. But if I stand up, I actually have no problem. So when I'm pedaling, I've been standing when I'm going uphill, and my breath has been completely under control, and it's been great. We actually crushed the Alps. We did it in 4 or 5 days. 4 days of cycling, 1 day off because we were worried about the weather, so we rushed it and then took a day off. Had a nice spa day, which was really pleasant. And since then, we've managed to get to Turin. Hugo's girlfriend is visiting us right now. So we've just been kind of hanging out, relaxing, and getting some editing done and winding down a little bit. Our bodies still really struggle with these break days. We haven't fully figured out why or what, but I think we're both pretty anxious to get back on the saddle. I am especially. I've been really, really ready to get back cycling again. From here, it's to Milan and across northern Italy. We'll visit a few friends and hopefully get up to some of the famous lakes in northern Italy as well, before finally getting to Slovenia. Yeah. How's it feel to be back on the saddle, Hugo?
I'm hangover, so the question is not relevant.
Touché, touché. I'm feeling pretty good getting back on the saddle though, and I am not hungover.
It's flat. As flat as a pizza.
Ma non lo so, vado via. Mi create un problema grosso voi altri due. Porco cane. Armiamoci a partita, ma adesso dove andate adesso?
Andiamo in Parabiago, vicino a Milano.
Ah, sei a Parabiago, sì,
Sì.
Permette? Posso stringervi la mano? Sono contento di avervi sentito.
È un piacere.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci,
Grazie.
buona giornata.
Altrettanto.
Ciao.
Ciao.
The canal saga begins, it continues. We can't decide if we like French canals more or Italian canals. Italian canals tend to have less paved paths, but don't have sun. But there is no sun today in Italy, and there's no water today, but we have flat paths. And in France, it's cloudy, but it has flat paths. So I don't know, we're just so back and forth. Anyways, onwards to Milano. Upon our arrival into Milano, and after riding through what seemed to be one endless string of cities, we were grateful enough to be hosted by one of Hugo's friend's sisters and her 2 dogs. This is where we made the decision to cut north towards Lago di Zeo and hopefully get away from a bit of the urban sprawl.
Ma dove vai? vai, bellezza in bicicletta, così di fretta pedalando con ardore. Le gambe snelle, tornite belle, m'hanno già messo la passione dentro al cuore. Ma dove vai? Con i capelli al vento, col cuor contento e col sorriso incantatore. Se tu lo vuoi.
Tell me what's going on today.
City.
And more city.
City, yeah.
O prima o
Well, at least we have
poi arriveremo sul traguardo dell'amore. Se incontriamo una salita, io ti sospingerò.
With one last city before we finally reach our first lake, we find ourselves urban camping below a monastery, tucked into some foothills on the edge of Bergamo. Well, greetings from north central Italy, on the hills of the pre-Dolomites, more or less.
Yeah, pre-Alps, let's say, and near Bergamo.
And near Bergamo, right over there. We're headed there today, and then headed up to the lakes to hopefully get some swimming in and some relaxing days. You excited for the lakes?
Yeah, very. If we have the sun like this, it's gonna be nice, really nice.
Definitely, especially after a day like yesterday. It was a long day of just city riding, which is quite mentally exhausting, and we struggled to kind of find a campsite, but we found this little plum tree? No, we're thinking peach tree farm sort of thing.
Yeah.
So we just camped in these rows here last night, but quite a noisy area for sure. But time to go swim. Time to definitely get some swimming in. So, you ready?
Yes.
Let's get it.
Let's go.
Un poco sul mio cuore, lascia la bici, dammi i tuoi baci, è tanto bello far l'amore. Quando a primavera per le strade passa il giro, gridan tutti ai corridor.
Dan, you're eating before the pizza. What are you doing?
Ma se una maschietta in bicicletta passerà, vedrai che ognuno là per là la testa girerà e allegro canterà.
Well, Hugo, where are we?
Lago Giseo.
La donna immobile, qual fiume al vento, muta d'argento, e di pensiero, sempre.
It's our month anniversary. No more flat Normandy coast. It's uphill in the pre-Alps in northern Italy here, but on the Lake Garda, which should be absolutely stunning, so I'm excited for that. And we just had a lake last night, and it was one of the most beautiful sunsets I've ever seen, / for sure on the trip. So onwards and upwards for now, and as always, more pedaling ahead.
Improvviso, il pianto in riso, e menzognero, la donna immobile, qual fiume al vento, muta d'argento, e di pensiero.
I got Hugo a bouquet of dandelions for our 1 month anniversary. Here, Hugo.
Yeah.
Close your eyes. I have a gift for you. Close your eyes. Okay, open them. I got you a bouquet for our 1 month anniversary.
Oh wow, thank you, Dan. That's so nice. Another day,
Another lake.
another lake.
It's a beautiful one though.
Yeah.
È sempre misero chi a lei s'affida, chi le confida.
As we arrive at the shores of Lago di Garda, we celebrate with an ice cream before we finally embark on the first ferry boat of the trip. We quickly realized it's a fun way to break up the large amount of pedaling we do in a day, and we're already looking forward to the many more that we have planned ahead. After a couple nights resting on the lakes, it was time to head back to the flatlands of northern Italy, but this time with a few more views stuffed in between. We ride towards Verona, to soon be hosted by our friend Enrico's parents, Giovanna and Gabriele. Okay, we're off to Treviso to stay with our friend Marco, and it was a 3-day break.
Yeah.
After how many days of cycling straight?
6 or 7. I don't remember. I don't even recall.
Yeah, we're both ready for a break, so it'll be nice. But we just stayed with our friend's family, or his friend's parents, and it was a lovely evening, and now we're off again. Easy riding today. I'm all about it. Nice and flat, but long 95K. But 3-day break ahead, so I'm excited about that. And yeah. Before making our way to the border with Slovenia, I put down the camera and we take a well-needed rest at our friend Marco's house. Not soon after, we were once again off on another detour, but this time to see the Mediterranean and taking the views of Venice by ferry. Ciao, Hugo.
Ciao, amigo. Cette mer-là, c'est la mer Adriatique.
Where are you going there, Hugo? Ciao.
I'm going
What do we
to the
say?
beach. We say that we are in Carole.
Carole.
Yeah.
Ciao from Carole, Italia.
Uh,
We are back on the coast finally after Normandy. We've seen it a little bit on the way here.
we saw it in Venice as
Venice.
well yesterday.
Yeah, we decided to cut through Venice for the fun of it, and it was quite nice, but very brief. But took the ferry through, and it was quite beautiful. Got to see a lot of the monuments and everything.
Yeah. So all the tourists next to the monuments as well.
And more tourists here, but specifically Italian tourists, this one. But I believe that's the Croatian coast, right on over yonder. So hopefully we'll be riding along that soon enough. And we're off to where tomorrow, or where in the next few days?
Gorizia, Palmanova, Gorizia, and then Ljubljana. Hopefully.
Ljubljana. Finally a new country and back to the Balkans, or not back to the Balkans, but to the Balkans for the first time.
It's actually Croatia.
It
Just
is
checking.
actually
Yeah,
Croatia. We
it
checked.
is. Yeah.
Double check. But anyways, registering from the coast, and can't wait to keep getting back to the mountains again though. We're officially after our third country, after spending 2 weeks in Italy now. Slovenia will be in the next couple hours here, and it's be a new country for me and the third country of the trip. And then after that we'll be heading down the Balkans towards Greece and then into Italy. And I'm more than excited for all these places, and I'm very sick of pizza because Hugo has made me eat so much of it while I've been here. So that'll be nice, change of pace, and yeah, can't wait for something new. Well, Hugo, say goodbye to Italia and your pizza.
Ciao Italia.
Because
Ci vediamo prossimo.
there it is.
Ah.
And welcome to Slovenia, ciao Italia, and no more pizza.